Well, as you can see just from here, this is what I call the Guimbal Cabri. This is the Guimbal G-2 Cabri helicopter, as we just seen come over this morning anyway, as this has been a while since we've last saw this. Registration G-ETWO this is. But basically this is a helicopter that used to be based in Newcastle a few years ago, back in lockdown, where I used to remember seeing it at the time. So yeah, so as you can see, this is where I remember seeing this helicopter a few years ago, the G-ETWO, which is this is one of the private Guimbal Cabri G2 helicopters, which obviously this is the one that used to be based down in UK Airport a few years ago, back in lockdown. So yeah, but obviously as you can tell, today is a very nice sunny weather. So as you can see just from here, where I saw it, he was flying at 26,000 feet to 29,000 feet, and then just from here, here as you can see, he's just climbed up at, he's now climbing up at 36,000 feet apparently. So yeah, and also saw a couple few of the RAF Gopchers this morning, which obviously for some reason, as you may tell, it looks like they're now going back to their base down at MOD Boscombe Down Airfield, which obviously this is where they currently are going back to, apparently going back to their base down at MOD Boscombe Down, which obviously this morning I just heard that they took off from RNS Coldrose, which one I've just seen was GBY, which obviously, as you can see, this is the registration I've just seen from that, which is GBYWR, which that's now already back at its base at MOD Boscombe Down. As you can see, the registration is UAU, well, I mean the call sign is UAU 980, and the other one, as you can see, that was this one we just seen, GBYWD, which as you can see, all of those three, they took off from RNS Coldrose this morning. As you can see, they just took off from their spot where they've been to over the last couple of days, that they've been to RNS Coldrose apparently, which obviously they've been doing training here around 2 days anyway. They've been training around Coldrose for since 2 days, and then they have been staying over Coldrose for about 3 nights over in Cornwall. So as you can see, this is where they've been heading back to. This is where I saw from the GYWD, and then the other one I've seen was GBYWR, which that was the one I filmed since Tuesday. Now it's got a call sign UAU49, which obviously that's now back at its base at MOD Boscombe Down. So yeah, this is where I saw this one as well. And then yeah, apart from that, there's been all three there that have been going from RNS Coldrose, but obviously since Tuesday there was running around 2 that came from MOD Boscombe Down from their base. And then the other one that came, which it was on Wednesday, which it was the GBYWR it was. So yeah, the other 2 I saw that came down was GBYWD, then the other one is the GBYWR. So yeah, so there's the GBYWR, which has got the call sign, and then with the GBYWD with a call sign, that's UAU 886 it is. So yeah, so basically this week there's been a lot of planes going around in and out from Coldrose, especially including the RAF Gopchers, which obviously they're the ones that are based down at MOD Boscombe Down, which obviously they train for MOD Boscombe Down, which that's where they're currently based at throughout the time anyway, especially because they're based down at MOD Boscombe Down. So yeah, but basically they're currently a part as the they are part as the flying school training apparently, the Empire Test Pilots Flying School, which obviously they're part as the Connect Air Force apparently. So yeah, they're part as the Kinetic, apparently part as the Kinetic group as the Test Pilots Flying School, which obviously this is where they do their actual flying displays at a very high feet, which they go down low to high apparently. So yeah, and now just you can see we just came across that we just saw a Guimbal G2 Cabri, the registration G-ETWO this is. So as you can see, this is where it took off from, especially took off at basically I think it just took off at Newquay Airport this morning anyway. So as you can see, it took off at Newquay Airport this morning. Just you can tell, it just took off from where he's been to, possibly just over Newquay Airport. So basically it just took off at Newquay Airport this morning at 10:10. So basically just around 10:10 a.m. this morning it took off at Newquay Airport, which if I remember which I remember seeing this back in lockdown 2020 when where there used to be Gimbal Cabris that they used to be training over at Newquay a few years ago, back in lockdown 2020 at the time. So yeah. But anyway, apart from that, I think this is the only helicopter we've only seen though, especially including the 3 RAF Gobtutors, the G-115 Gobtutors. So yeah, especially including the 3 RAF Gobtutors heading back to their base at MOD Boscombe Dam as part of the Kinetic Air Force group. So yeah, I don't know where this one has just come from anyway. If I go to the flight radar, I think flight radar should probably tell me though where he's coming from and all that. So as you can see, this is where he came from yesterday. As you can see, Flightradar 24 is telling me this is coming from. I think according to it yesterday, I think it went down to yes. I don't know. On all less plane fighter should know all this. On all less plane fighter has got it though. So basically, I think plane fighter should know. Wow. Okay. Taking this probably doesn't show up on there anyway. It does kind of show up when it's just being past Land's End. But it should. There we go. I think somewhere from their base, somewhere possibly Rugby, I suppose. Anyway, I think it took off somewhere near Rugby. I think just somewhere near Confetti. So yeah, so as you can see, just over by Confetti apparently. So this is where he's based at anyway, not far from Confetti apparently, which is basically a bit miles away from Birmingham. So yeah, it's not far from there apparently, which I think this is where he took off from his base there yesterday, I think anyway, from Confetti and into Cornwall Airport Newquay, I believe, which that's where I went to stay over there last night anyway. And yeah, or unless he might have came down from not unless he's been staying over at RNS in Marion last night, I don't know, because it could have been whichever of the two. And yeah, okay, so yep, thanks for watching, bye bye.